Travonne, I gotta bring up something, man, that really shocked me the other week when we were talking. And that was that you gave up the grapes, man. That's what we calling it. You gave up the grapes.
Yeah, man.
You gave us the grapes. You told us not to waste them. Then you gave them up.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen, man? What was your thought process behind that? Because I think a lot of people would be shocked to know that because you and Josh really connected on some real wine shit.
You on game and then abandon the game. It's crazy how that go.
Man, life happened, man. Honestly, I got a curveball in my health. I had a spot on my liver enzyme.
Wow.
So I had to park it. And I think that was the most important thing to me. Also, I got like this quote, like nothing man-made is a master of me. So most people can always say like, oh, I'll never be able to do this. You can. It's just that you have allowed that thing to whatever it is said to master you. And that's why you feel like you could never live without it.
Right.
So since then, I've been alcohol free 108 days. I don't have a plan of going back, even though I do miss the sport of wine. The idea of just sitting at a table and ordering some fly shit and just, sharing the grapes and finding my conversations in the bottle. But I want to live long. I got so much shit to do. Just speaking that out to existence. So I just made that choice, man. That was way more important to me. And also the one thing that I think our generation in the, say, the 20s, 30s, 40s, and hopefully no one under 21 is drinking. And if you are, please do it at moderate. We abuse alcohol. You know what I mean? Like to a point where no one's being called out for being alcoholic. Right. And also no one is being stopped for consumption. We drink for happy hours. We drink because it's Friday. We drink because we're having a party. We drink because we're bored. We drink because we need to go to sleep. There's so many different options of like why we drink, and the consumption is so high that's why so many health issues. People going into their 30s and 40s are having heart attacks or doing these other things. It has zero to do with the jab, as most people would think. Like, don't get the next. You know what I mean? Like they associate these things, but we're really living such a fast life and not really parking it. Like I know people that are in hustle culture that are sleeping less than 6 hours because they feel like they're being, they're these memes being served to them that they need to take a cold shower and sleep, and wake up at 4 a.m. and accomplish these things. And it's like, no, people are billionaires because in order to be a billionaire, you have to be a bad person, straight up. Like there's no good billionaires. Like you have to like not have any regard for humanity, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to pay some people under what they're valued in order to make it that way.
Hey, Travonne, this nigga Josh he's biting his tongue right now.
Nah, it's fair evidence for what you're saying. I don't exactly agree, but I think that's fair.
All right, hold on. We got to hold on. We got to go there. Who's a good billionaire, Josh?
Josh could be the first. Go ahead, Josh.
Batman. I don't know.
Oh, for the love of God.
All right, keep going.
Nah, Batman actually needed therapy, to be honest. But we all need therapy. A different conversation. No, for real, therapy's fire, by the way. So, listeners, if y'all don't have therapy, get it. I go every Monday. I don't do the whole lay down on the couch thing, but me and my therapist got bars. She be barring me up. So, shout out to her.
But I think that there are some, and I know Josh mentioned like he deleted Twitter, Instagram, all that earlier. Like, I think there is some benefit other than like obviously Travonne, like your life, but there's some benefits to letting some things go. And I think that I've heard a lot of people in 2023. I even heard like even Mark talking about, things that he was letting go last episode in the Black Print. There's like a benefit of letting things go. And I'm glad to see a lot of people this year are finding it easier to let certain things go.
Lent always would make me give up stuff for like a long period of time. That 40 to 44 days, I would just punt alcohol, social media. But the thing about social media was so whack because people would think you dead or in jail if you go like for too long. Then niggas like, yo, that nigga's inactive. Can I have his account? You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny. I've been off the social media, but for me, it's like I come back to like I got to promote some things.
Yeah.
So it's like I got to post, but I'm trying to stay away. I think it's too much stimulation. I think even to your earlier point about us just drinking too much and overindulging, I think we as a society overindulge on everything right now. And that's why, it's like we're blaming it on the vaccine, but it's like, bro, you you're drinking too much.
Yeah.
Doing too like I love when people are like, oh, people are dying because of the vax, but it's like, no, people are dying because they do cocaine.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching, and mind you, this is trash TV. Of course, Justin is known for loving the trash TV. I was watching Love After Lockup today, and one of the people who got out, she was like, yeah, I went from living in $1 million subdivision to hanging out in a trap house, taking 30 pills of fentanyl. I shouldn't be alive. And I said, like, this that was the craziest thing I'd ever fucking heard in my life, because it was like, yo, there's people that willingly choose to do that, but won't willingly choose to like better their lives or like do things to make themselves healthy. And like, that's the crazy shit.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's like, I don't know. People would rather turn to self-hope and other things that aren't, inside themselves, rather than just being like, yo, like I need to like slow down.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
How hard have you found it to stop using Twitter? Well, you were a browser of Twitter.
Honestly, it's very hard because like I and it's funny, I make excuses for that shit too, because I work in marketing. I need to be tapped in, and I do to a certain degree, but I don't know, it is hard.
Yeah.
I like Travonne, I want to know what the fuck is going on as soon as I wake up.
Yeah.
And like even that, like I've stopped that a little bit, and like I try to like meditate and pray and do all that shit before I look at my phone. But yeah, it's hard. I want to know what's going on.
I'm straight on TikTok when I wake up. Like, I'll go straight to TikTok.
I'm glad I haven't fallen into that trap yet.
And to a point where I've had to actually wean myself off too. And like, I'll have people like Cyrus or my wife will send me stuff on TikTok, and like they'll be like, "Did you watch?" I'm like, I'll be like, honestly, I haven't even been on it, because like it is overstimulating for me, and I don't know if it's because of like where I'm at, but it's like, dog, it's just too much. And then sometimes it's just back to back. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about anything these people are saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's really how I get with social media just in general lately, is like, I don't care what y'all got to say. Like, I care about what my friends have to say. I care about what Josh has to say. I care about what Mark or Travonne or Cyrus or someone else has to say, more than I really care about what people on social media have to say lately.
Yeah. And it's just hard. Like, I feel like I'm just tired of like the vacuum of social media I'm in.
Yeah.
I was talking to some kids today, and they're putting me onto like some YouTubers. This guy, like, I'm not even going to mention this guy because I heard some controversy around him.
Who?
Danny Duncan.
Oh yeah.
He has like a clothing line called like Virginity Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's another kid.
Virginity Rocks.
Virginity Rocks, and there's another kid named. What's the other guy?
Is it name? Is it Low Tier God?
Nah, this guy is.
Please not.
Balin Levine.
Balin, I never heard of him.
I don't know. He has a YouTube though. It's Frick Vapes.
Never heard of that either.
Exactly. I never heard of his kids, and they have followings and YouTubes and clothing lines. So I'm like, oh, let me tap in and see what's even going on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I was on like a YouTube rabbit hole and just watching these guys that are like, they're from London. There's one guy, and he's like making videos about like the London music scene,
right,
like the streetwear scene. I'm just like,
who are you?
Yeah. And I'm just curious about the scene over there.
Yeah.
Like I think back in the day, I used to find out about those scenes because of social media, like Twitter and Instagram. But now I don't even see those things anymore. It's like the same vacuum.
Yeah. And it's like, we're so far out the vacuum of that. And like, it's easy to fall out of it, but it's so much harder to even just keep up with it. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, and that's where I'll come to. I'm like, I'm at an age where rather than trying to keep up, I'll just fall back and let the information come to me from word of mouth and however.
Yeah, like I feel like in MC, you were gonna say something really right quick, weren't you?
I was going to bring up the last time that we talked about moderation, especially drinking, was one of the conversations that we had on B-Sides on when I wanted to actually explore sobriety. Because last time that I was in Los Angeles and I left Los Angeles, I was just like, maybe this drinking thing isn't as fun as it really is in your 30s. And
it was my wedding, bro. And you know
no. In October.
Oh, October.
Oh, this was the Cafe Loose snafu.
Yeah, exactly. It was that. It was the Cafe Loose snafu.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good rhyme, Josh.
Yeah,
so
you know I get down.
The sobriety combo that we had on that, it lasted like a month, because not necessarily because I was like, man, I'm sweating, I need to go drink, but it was more so like, okay, maybe I can explore ways of moderation and being nicer to myself and not saying, okay, this needs to happen cold turkey because of XYZ. So it lasted about a month. I drank since then, but definitely not in the ways that I was drinking in October in LA. And I think being able to just do that in general, specifically, even if you choose it just to improve your lifestyle, and then obviously in Travonne's perspective to make sure that he improves his health, it's insanely commendable because it's tough. It's not anything that's very easy for a large amount of people. And I think that's something that is not talked about as often, like he said.
Yeah. No, and he, I think the earlier point of just it being a crutch and kind of being just something that people habit, almost a bad habit sometimes. It's true, and you're right. People aren't calling it out, so kudos to that, man. I commend you for that because some people, even for their health, can't stop.
No, yeah.
Well, Josh, I'm gonna join you a little bit soon. I'm gonna quit social, but not to a point. I'm gonna be hear me out. I'm gonna be a professional lurker, so I won't post anymore. I just want to just be in the know. I'm gonna be reading everything.
That's low key,
and then.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's low key where I'm at now. Like I look at just the amount of times I tweet a month now. Like I would tweet hundreds of times a day. Now a month now, you'll be lucky. Like Mark, you know me. Like you'll be lucky to see maybe like 2 tweets from me a day now. Like I barely do it anymore.
It'll mostly be reacting to news, but that's I think for the most part, that's what these social media apps are for us in this day and age, is mostly to keep up with news. We're not like whipping out the Sunday paper and catching up with a lot of those things. A lot of those things are going to be dated. Yeah, it just is what it is.
Like, but more often than not, I'll send shit to the homies and we'll talk about it there because because my bubble again, our bubble went from everyone listens to me on Twitter. To now my bubble is, now I'm going to send it to a select group of people where I know the conversation will be heavily curated to things that I want to hear and viewpoints that I want to hear from. And I'm glad that they're not QAnon and fucking anti-vax people. I know these are my trusted people that are going to give me the real whether I agree or not, but it's not going to be too crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm all for the group. I've been saying it for a while. The group text is the real social media.
Yeah.
And you curate it how you want. You grab whatever links that you need, and then you drop it there, and y'all discuss from there. With free, that, you know what I mean? Because the only way to really be free is to be canceled. Honestly, like I'm not even gonna be funny because again, once you cancel, you can say whatever you want. You feel me? At the end of the day, like you can't get canceled twice. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if you don't want that public shame and you don't want to be walking around naked like Cersei, you know what I mean? That's Game of Thrones reference for the people that went over.
I get it. I get it. Josh don't watch that shit.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about Kanye new wife.
No.
Is that her name?
No.
Sensory?
I don't know.
Sensory?
I have no idea.
Yeah, she be naked.
I don't even know what's so.
She be naked?
I don't know nothing about bruh.
Half
naked. Hey, Travonne, you use Discord?
I got it, but it seemed like I don't feel like I'm in the lit ones. I'm in Huey Briscoe. Let me look.
We gotta start a Discord.
Does he specifically call it Briscord?
Yeah, he calls it Briscoe.
That's hard.
That's pretty crazy.
Comedy.
That's hard.
Shout out to Huey Briss.
That's hard. No, I feel like that's another place where like I got.
But he shares his unreleased songs there. Like I mean, he's got a dope community. You know what? I just got back into yoga and meditation, so I'm in one of those. They got a 31 meditation challenge, so that one's pretty fire.
I gotta get you some aloe. I gotta get some aloe clothes. You know, my wife works at aloe. We gotta get you some clothes, bro. We gotta get you sponsored.
Please do, bro. I'll be back out here, man. You know, I'll be doing the
hot yoga.
You know what's crazy? No, not hot yoga. Hatha yoga. So you know what's crazy? What I just tried for the first time and I was scared of shit.
What?
Mushroom chocolates.
What? Oh yeah.
I took shrooms, bro. I took shrooms, bro.
That's your first time?
First time. I was scared of shit.
How was your trip?
I was good, bro. I was laughing. Listen, I got this group chat with the homies. I came home. I played 2K. You know what I'm saying? Got on the phone. Got off the phone. Washed my face. Went through my little routine. Got in the bed, bro. I found this thread. I'm going to send y'all this thread, too. I know you off, Josh, but this thread is amazing. It was like, send me your favorite videos. Oh, man. Bro, I literally laughed, you know, because like you can either be like a sad trip or a good trip. Mm-hmm. My shit was so funny, dog. I laughed uncontrollably like Joker, you know, when they put him in like the straitjacket. I was laughing in my bed for like 46 minutes straight. Like,
and then you went to sleep.
And then like, then I went to sleep. I laughed myself to sleep.
Comedy.
That shit was so crazy. But I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Because I haven't laughed and I couldn't stop laughing. Like, it was the stupidest shit. Like it was, man. Like bro, I'm gonna send you one of the videos, bro. That shit was crazy.
Niggas is pulling out with drugs lately. Like my wife came in the house the other day and was like, she had a vape.
Oh yeah. Well, vape ain't even a drug. That's like tobacco.
She said that she had like she said they got THC in it.
Oh, okay. She had the little T. Okay.
I said, what the fuck? Why is niggas coming home with drugs right now? Niggas coming home with drugs.
I got a
little penny
THC
pen
oil. Yeah.
What's this pen shit?
Fidel's.
Fidels, of
single
course.
source. You already know.
Give her some Fidels.
I got you. But
Shouts to the Fidels, man. If I smoked like that, I would have it, man.
Yeah, man.